All right, let's set the scene. Olivia Dean, this 26-year-old British powerhouse, dropped her debut project, Messy, back in what 2023. It was a whole vibe. Got her Mercury Prize nomination, put her on the map as a star in the making. But with The Art of Loving, which hit the streets back in September 2025, for those of you listening in the future, she's not just making a mark, she's crafting a manual for modern romance. Her rise has been built on genuine songwriting, serious stagecraft, and a grind that puts her in the contemporary legends like Sade, Amy Winehouse. She's all about authenticity, carving her own path and not chasing trends, and it's working. Let's talk brass tacks here. The sonic experience. The mixing is clean, putting Olivia's silky smooth vocals in the driver's seat. There is no heavy autotune here. No. This is there's no crazy effects. This is just crazy vocals. Just raw talent that sounds effortless. Most of the album was recorded in a studio they built out in East London. They call it the House of Loving. This adds to that intimate sound that you're hearing when you plug and play this joint. That warmth, that personal, that DIY feel. It, but it still sounds so polished. At the end of it all, the production is lush. It blends the neo soul, the R&B. You got your jazz in there, the subtle orchestral moments that yo. There's horns that just pop in like seemingly randomly from my from my inexperienced ears, and it's just like I didn't expect that, but that works. How did you think to put that there? Brilliant. Um, look, that track close up is a clear example of this thing. This thing has 1.8 million plays, and close up. No, that's close up. Close up, yeah, 1.8, and so easy. So easy is another one. 24 million. So easy. 24 million on this joint. It's a tasteful, sophisticated project that I get it. It ain't gonna be for everybody. But I think it would be good for you and for your soul, whatever genre you're into, if you gave this project a listen. There are no skips on this thing. Not a single skip. The opening track, The Art of Loving, it's an intro. It's only 40 seconds long, but it's not big. It's not theatric. There's no theatrics. It's just straight up, just like here's what I am introducing here. It's a gentle introduction, but it's beautiful. It fits definitely like a prologue to like an entire universe that she creates in this thing. She is on a journey of discovering love, discovering loving herself. Um, she has this one thing that's like, oh, she's like, I don't need a boyfriend. She says on one of these lyrics, but but she's like, but we could be nice to each other, right? Is that nice to each other? How does that is that nice to each other? Let's see this one. Is she says, I don't know where the switches are or where you keep the poultry, and I'll probably crash your stupid car and make your life a misery. But we could be nice to each other, nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, and rise to each other, rise to each other. Is this the one she said she doesn't need a boyfriend? I don't know, but that one's a dope track too. Um, so Man I Need, that's a good one. This one's the centerpiece of the whole project. It's infectious, optimistic. It's got a hook that sounds like it's inspired by Motown. The vibe is just pure catchiness. It's one of her massive hits right now. When I wrote these notes, it had 54 million spins on YouTube Music. So what is it? Man I Need now has what is this joint? This joint is 56. 56 million plays. Man, it is doing numbers. People are discovering her in real time, and it's beautiful because this whole project, I hope the whole album has enough love and not just these like ones that were released as singles. I've seen it. This is another dope track. This is the closing one on this project. Perfect closing track. I love it. I love it as a closing track. Great job there. The honesty on here. It's a perfect closer. It ties everything together, ending the album with this peaceful. There's an acoustic reflection. It keeps the all the aesthetics of the atmosphere that it created. There's like birds chirping in this thing in the background. It reminds us that love is everywhere, even in the mundane. She says, I've seen it last for 30 years, seen it bloom and end in tears. I've seen it after school and in the park, sat right across me in the tube. The tube is what they call the metro over across the pond. Seen it miss a stop or two. Remember that? Remember that on the metro? The person that you chilling with, that you talking to, that you vibing with, and then like, yo, you gotta get off this stop, and like, oh man, I missed my stop, cause you seen it miss a stop or two. Seen it trying not to fall apart. I've heard it laced in every song, and still the words all come out wrong. It doesn't always answer when you call, brings out the worst, brings out the best. I understand it less and less. I guess I'm not supposed to know it all. I've seen it dance with friends around the table. In Eleanor, Rosie, and Louise. And it makes me cry to think that I am able to give it back the way it gives to me. This is talking about love in all of its forms. Not just the passionate partnerships, intimate partner type, but like your friends, your family. You've seen love in 30 years. She says, I've seen it last for 30 years. Those are the marriages, for example. It's love in all the ways that it comes and goes, missing train stops and whatnot on the tube. I've seen it grow old and forget until it's just a silhouette, till someone picks it up and sends it on. I've seen the films, I've read the books, my mom and dad, they got me hooked. The fairy tale, the search goes on and on. The more you look, the more you find it's all around you all the time. Catches your eye, you blink, and then it's gone. Brings out the worst, brings out the best. I know it's somewhere in my chest. I guess it's been inside me all along. Landing that plane with the most important love of all. None of that other stuff is possible. Personally, I think none of that other stuff is possible, or at least none of that other stuff is actually true until you love yourself first. If you never had a moment where you like, man, I fucks with me. I'm the shit. I love me some me. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a value of your existence, of a proposition that you are the greatest love of all for yourself. No one can love you more than you love yourself if you truly love yourself. But people around are like, they fake it. They fake the love in relationships when really they're not happy inside. If they're not happy inside, if you're their partner, beware, because this is all like a facade. Because you can never help them achieve that happiness. They're never really truly happy. There's going to be always something that like keeps that little minor distance between the two of you, because they themselves haven't done the work to get that personal self-reflection completely just like exercised, and those the past and the trauma exercised, and get that dealt with, to where they're like, despite all of that, or even inclusive of all of that, I love me some me. I guess it's been inside me all along. That's what the self discovery is all about. She talks about it here, closes out the project here. This thing has 1.4 million plays. It's not as much as the Man I Need, which says a little bit about our, not just our society, but mostly she's a UK artist here, but like Man, shout out to people making songs about that internal love, that self love, and that are actually putting it on wax and promoting that so that the rest of us could get that insight. And then we eventually say, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm not in the space where I'm quite available. You say you're available, but maybe you're not completely available until you truly love yourself. And then you know what you want out in the world. You know what the man you need is, you know what he looks like. The overall vibe of this project is a musical rom com for the soul. It's classy, it's bohemian, it's genuinely optimistic, even when it talks about heartbreak. It's an emotionally mature, beautifully orchestrated record that feels like a quiet, healing session. It's a work of art. It doesn't scream at you. Amy Winehouse will be proud. It whispers, and you learn the closer that you listen in, the more that you put it on repeat. There isn't a skip on this project. She says she imagines fans listening to this thing. I was watching an interview and she's like, man, I when she made it, she's like, I imagine people listening to this and and having an intimate experience. She says in her live shows, she wants to produce, even if it's in a big arena or stage somewhere, she wants to make the experience as if it's still an intimate small room. So this is definitely, I would say, a headphone listen. There's a lot of stuff like on here that like could be played in a lounge somewhere, and you may be in a table sitting with your partner, and you guys are just vibing together because this is giving you that inspiration. But don't short yourself. Give it a headphone listen, a solo listen, because it's intimate. She's talking to you about her experiences, and she says that she recorded this stuff this year. The vast majority of this album was recorded this year. She was going through that stuff. She said this is personal. She was going through that stuff this year. And she's talking to you about it. And she wants it to be like, yo, this is therapy for her. A wise man learned from others' mistakes. And she made some mistakes. And she's looking to like put it all on wax. And it comes out beautifully. Olivia Dean is a philosopher of love. She's still figuring it out, but this album is a testament to that journey. It's an open, honest look at love in all of its forms, delivering modern classics like this one. She is going to be remembered in the pantheon of Sade, D'Angelo, Amy Winehouse.